All right. Red Fox 2409. Let's see if we get a move. Close to 1,000 games in a year. All right, d4. Well, let's go with d5. Pawn in the center makes a soul happy. Just makes the chess so much easier. All right, well, now I'm uneasier already. They exchanged love. But we'll see where this goes. Aiming at the c7. I don't think I have to care yet. Right? Because if knight b5 it's an undefended square, we can check them back. But now this is an actual threat, so I think a6 is a good option here. Bishop d3. This is a possibility where white can play f3, queen b3. What else though? What else? I mean, of course I can close down my bishop here. It's a much more solid. Then this side is much better protected. But of course you have to then do a lot of work to get this eventually out. This is a greedy way that can easily backfire to a few ways, like the pawn storm chasing the bishop around is not fun. This is a bit on the dodgy side, but there is knight a5. Check, bishop can come back. It might turn into some kind of a thingamabob. What else? g6 here, definitely an option. I'm gonna go with them. The most solid I can think. Rook c1. They don't come out here yet. Well, there is this move. Can't go harass the bishop yet. That makes me, or takes away my b5 ability because of the sack stuff, and the knight hangs here. I could go here, but I could also try to wait and see if they play knight f3 and then go take that bishop. This bishop d6 takes, and then we have some trouble with them. Knight a4's forever. Well, it's the burden I'm gonna have to maybe carry. Alright, so they have a pretty easy plan there. Knight goes there, knight goes there. This is exactly like I like to play that as white. Very annoying way to play it. Question, can I get away with b5 here? I don't think the sacks work. Question mark. Well, we'll see. I hope that this does not work. But we'll see. And, is there even a bishop takes, knight takes? Probably not. Alright, so if I go bishop b7 first, then maybe white has time to play b4, question mark. Of course, the bishop is not super good on b7 anyways, but it's I feel like it's better than on d7 because it supports the sometimes knight jumps into the central squares here, and I need to have some play. It's not much of a play, but disturbs the white, blocks the bishop, etc. Or I'm thinking this or that. Of course, castle's instant is far definitely be considered. I mean, technically we could also bang it b4 here. Technically we could also bang in this move here. Chop, chop here. There is an in-between check here, but then here probably. Unless there is some funny business with something here, taking advantage of the pin here still. Is b4 good? Because, well, I'm left with a crappy pawn here. They have a b pawn here. The bishop is here. My knight is here. This knight still could... I mean, I guess that's the big downside here, is that the knight could still plunk itself there. I could try to plunk my knight there and there. Or we could castle and then do it. But he might do b4. Well, the only question here is that if I go here, is there a sack here? Bang. Takes there. It's my queen and threatens a fork here. And I think that might be too much to move there though. Queen b6, fork takes the rook. And maybe even it escapes away. Question mark. But even if it doesn't escape, it's the rook and 2 pawns, which is not terrible, but maybe also escape, and then I'm definitely lost. So, shoot. Well, let's castle away. Expecting maybe b4. Well, that did not happen. Let's use this moment to sneak a knight here then. I have to get something going. Here at least it would hit 2 things, which they can of course defend pretty easily, question mark. Then I'm gonna follow up with something like this. Bad. Should we jump there? Or should we go here first? With the idea that maybe we wanna jump there too. And also maybe cover this square a little bit. Even though it is kind of blocked anyhow. Is there any funny business in where my queen gets trapped? There's a rook, knight, maybe another knight there. Plausible. Here, let's say takes. Queen here, it's the rook. Seems fine. Of course I can take this way too and like open the B file. Okay, I'll jump first. Question. They answer the questions with answers. Then I'll go here. Prep this square. Because I feel like this might be coming and then I need a square for the knight to block this and not get overrun. So we have bishop is not great, I admit that. It does something, but it's not great. They are probably not threatening to kick my knight. I'm not threatening to take here because of the fork. Bing bang bong. Rook c8 looks logical, just bringing things to the c file. Is g4, g5 a thing? Because now I don't really have a square here, right? When I put this here. And there's a lot of pressure here, so if I go here and they say chop, and I say chop, then they say drop. Well, I'm gonna pretend that nothing is wrong and just keep on maybe making normal looking moves. My opponent has more time than in the beginning of the game. I've spent like half my time. What else is new? What else is new? This is like the theme of every single game on this channel. I do have the excuse that I'm talking nonsense here for you people, but apart from that, alright, g4. Spicy. Spicy, spicy. We have b4. Is that good? I don't know. So here, the downside is that there is a pawn here. If I could somehow sack this, open this bishop up with sacking this pawn, that one I wouldn't mind. But sacking like this pawn and having a pawn block my bishop here is not fun. So, wonder if how bad of an idea was this to set up this entire nonsense. Of course, I could maybe move my queen out of the fork, mainly. But I'm not sure I have time to actually take here and stick the pawn here, or the knight there. Because this is coming next. If I go instance here, definitely can't do this because they take here. Because I could go somewhere else, but looks very scary anyhow. Maybe here, here, here. If takes, I'll stick then bishop there. And if takes, I'll take their bishop. They can take here, question mark. I can maybe take here, let them take here. Take here with somebody, or you can take here and let them take here, and then there's still a knight there and queen there, and maybe somebody coming to the g file. I have an f6 there though. The downside is that a lot of trades happened and I still have the bishop locked in by the pawn. I mean, knight d7 is legal. Well, they don't have this yet. Let's do it. I don't think the bishop takes h7 is gonna kill me. Maybe they play f6, g5 anyhow. I'll chop here. They chop there with somebody. Or try to sneak in f6, f5. Plausible. Well, I don't think we are dead yet. Don't say that. And whenever you say something stupid like that, then suddenly something like this happens and you start to calculate some checkmate, but I don't see it, so whatever. I mean, f5 is probably no, that's probably not a move. I mean, it could be a move, but g5, I don't know. Probably not takes, because any takes here opens up the bishop here pretty dangerously, so I'm doubting that they will take here. Yeah, that makes sense. Then my options are A, probably not, because I like my knight there. B, well, can be done. The knight is, of course, very irritating there. But then there is gonna be like pawn here and here. And definitely I'm not moving f6, f5 ever again. The pawns here and there. That just does not happen. But we could stick in f5 or f6. With f6 I'm a little worried about takes and things appear here. And it looks very vulnerable. Might be able to still stick the f5 in, but it looks vulnerable. I don't know, rook left here, knight is here, queen is here. Even if we block the bishop, that's still a lot of power. So I'm kind of liking f5, leaving them with a horrible knight there. Of course they can take here. And croissant, which we can take with the pawn, the knight or the rook. I hope one of those moves is gonna be okay. Maybe more than one, but now my plan is just to chop here and to be honest, in every case, this bishop is gonna be a stinker. It's going to be a stinker. Well, kind of knew that was gonna happen from the beginning. I don't know, maybe we'll start some kind of a long-term plan of putting it here or somehow getting this through and getting it here. Question mark. Or maybe white makes my life super easy and just takes there. Alright, so they take. They want to keep it open. Makes sense. Makes sense. Alright, so if takes with the pawn, hits the knight. They can come here and threaten that mate. And then it's like basically the f6 thingy again. I probably have to play, I mean, I have two options. I can come here with the queen, but this looks still scary. But maybe because the knight is hanging there. They could take here, put the rook here, I'll go here. I don't know, try to double there. It looks very miserable. Of course, they have some problems there too, but rook takes is again possible, but this is still a problem. Maybe I could play g6 there because the rook's defending there. Doesn't look too good, and my rook's already again here, and I can't take again here. I don't know, this looks so dodgy though. My king is so lone and there's a lot of power around my king. I block the bishop up. We are ready to trade them. Stinking knight. We are ready to trade the stinking knight, but maybe he does no. I go here. Could give me a check. 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 I don't know, at that point some kind of a rook lift. That is rough. Rough ride. I feel like maybe the knight takes is the safest. But then this guy is gonna be living there rent-free. What should I call it? Let's take with the knight, whatever, man. It's defending here, keeping the queen away from my camp. But leaving this here. Did not solve my problems that I had there. It opened my rook up. This maneuver here and there, but it opened the g file. It's gonna be a rough defense for sure. I don't know, I have to probably drop this back and chop there and I don't know, still think about the sticking the knight there as a block. Or something. Also I have 1 minute left. Like, what? 140. Terrible. I don't know, I'm expecting... Well, of course, this is always super scary to do. Because there is the bishop here. But you can sometimes just do it and say that the pawn is never gonna go away from there. The idea to you just put thingies in a row and point them there. That's an easy way to play chess. Just put things in a row and point them towards your opponent's king. This is here. I mean, you could put things in a row and point them at my king. This does not make sense, but doubling on the g file makes sense. And sometime you put your queen somewhere where it points here, and then that's a lot of pointing. And the knight is, of course, terribly strong here. I don't know, maybe the f6 was the move. It looked super loose, so... but maybe it was the way to go. Alrighty, so he does it in a different pointing order. Well, I'll start to unpoint things here. There's no way I can take here, right? Fine. Right, so my plan is just to chop and chop. Put the knight there and just get out of the fork. If he puts this rook somewhere, then I may be able to take somewhere here. Of course, these might be completely irrelevant things that they are gonna ignore, so I'm not sure that's even a threat. And no reason to bring the rook there anyways yet. This going here or there looks logical. I don't know, maybe they can bang in f5 too. I mean, at least then this would not be a protected passer if I ever take there and f5. Might be irritating though. I don't know. The plan is still bang, bang. Is that gonna save me? Probably not. But maybe. I don't see a mate yet, so as long as that's true, we are fighting. I wish I had some time though, but what can you say? Eventually. Or I don't know, maybe we'll stick the bishop there if they ever actually take here and... Who knows, who knows? But yeah, the main point of the knights there is that it blocks them. Blocks the bishop. Basically the London bishop. This was not the London, but there's a lot of similarities to the London anymore. Alright, so my opponent is basically going to kill me here anyways. So is there a thingamabob where they somehow can ignore this and sack here first? Well, I don't have time to calculate. I'm saying no. I'm going with my thinking plan here. And we have at least this thing going on here, so he can't even take it easy here. But I don't know. I'm hoping that there was nothing here in between. Takes queen here. Maybe there is. Who knows? I was thinking back here. Queen is hit. He goes there. At least the queen would be hit. So there's no time to take here and open the f-file. Alright. Well, the plan is the plan. So let's go. Now if queen here, I'll have a g6. So it might end up in some kind of a bad bishop versus a good knight. This guy is coming here. That is fair as it gets. Well, we are starting to see that we have maybe sacks at some point. If he really blocks that king in with the rook here. It's maybe not working yet or ever, but who knows. I'm not sure. Should we start with g6? I mean, I should start with some move here. b4 is also kind of tempting, but... I'm thinking g6, knight, bishop. I'm gonna do g6. Block these, even though it's not really blocking it, but maybe it is. So now here, 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 he just blocks. And that's probably nothing. I don't know. I'll stick this guy here. I don't really know why, but it's making me a little easier here. I don't think he can take here or here. No longer pinned. That is true. So I don't know, maybe he can try something like actually taking here. Question mark. Of course, queen goes here. I still can't take here probably because I can block with the rook even if he goes there. I don't know, maybe here. Just hold on. Could try like here and there. Bang on. I guess that is also a legal move. Is he threatening something here? Not here, not here. Just gonna move. I don't know, I defended a few things, so hopefully that is okay. Can I mean, could dream about getting some kind of a roundabout there. They could maybe try something like this. It is plausible. Then I might maybe get able to get here. He goes there, I can then maybe take here. While we are covering this square and, well, the knight blocks this, so. Yeah, so here, I think it's fine. Here. There is a... Unless knight can somehow block here, no. The pawn would be here, probably. This time is horrible though. It's easily you can miss some kind of a sack somewhere and just die. It is not hard. I don't know, maybe he was threatening some kind of chop. And here. And if I take this way, then mate here. So I'm covering this square mainly. Yeah, not good. Not enough time to... Oh. Guess that's... no, I'm longer here though. That's a problem for sure. Okay, I don't know. Probably not good, but... I'm gonna try it though. You can sack and take the queen back for sure. Then I have a doubled pawn, but I was running out of time. Probably knight here to stop my entries here. Yeah. I assume that is fine. But then the rook would not be here no longer though if he takes on g7. So I can maybe enter through the back rank here to harass this guy or that guy. We'll see. I was gonna go here, but then I noticed the fork here and I'm no longer also on this pawn with the queen, so I didn't have the sack. Yeah, this is a bad. Also, I'm running out of water, so It's a bad. Feel like I've been in a similar situation with the reverse colors. This is the attacks I enjoyed doing myself. Unless, well, if the queen moves anywhere, I'm gonna chop that rook off. Oh, well, then I'll go back, I suppose. Now he goes here, right? Fudge. Whatchamacallit. Well, there goes the neighborhood. I just noticed that if I take here, it's gonna take here with check and then take here. And that is bad. Maybe this is worse. Who knows? There's a passed pawn here. I'm down an exchange. I'm hoping that we'll have some kind of I don't think we're gonna have ever a funny business here, but one can dream. One can dream about it. But doubtful. I assume that whenever he finally rearranges his rooks to the C and D file, I'm done. I will be done. Queen D1 probably starts with them. Some kind of a tempi there. No, maybe here. Try to keep the bishop here and the queen out of Dodge City here. I don't know, maybe we could like dream of putting the bishop on this side somehow, but it's probably not good enough. I guess that is a move to get in, get out. I don't know, I'll try this though. I don't see what's happening here, so I'll just let it slide. Probably had to cover the back rank though. Oh, he can probably block my pin my bishop. I guess then we could move the rook somewhere. And still try to sneak the bishop to this side, and like maybe the king is so why is he giving me a tempi there though? Well, he's going for the check there. Well, I guess that is true. Could block here though, or try to cover the check somehow. Let's block there. It's easier. I don't really see a good square to block the check here. Goes there. He goes there. That is hanging in many cases, so I can't probably go here. Probably. Oh, shoot. We have no time. No time, no money. No good. Random A6, B4. Just feels like it's gonna help white because we're opening more files for the rooks. If I bang here. Just a random move. That doesn't hang anything. I'd really would love to go and hit something there, but can't get through there, can I? Randomly there, covering this in advance and that in advance, and we're blocking this and keeping this, but expect to die. I'm expecting to die here. Yikesa, yikesa. I don't know. I'm gonna try this one, but it doesn't look good. Expecting this to look bad. Then probably have to keep this idiot here. Can maybe even try something like here and push this, and that's bad. But this looks even worse, to be honest. It's not really threatening anything instantly, but I can't, for instance, try to break the tension here with this because we die on the g6. Oh well, oh well. Can't really move the queen without allowing, so I'm gonna check and check here. Danzo. Like going for this pawn here and counterplay. Horrible. If here, I don't know, I probably drop the bishop back here too. Well, mainly the move that does nothing. I don't know, maybe you can do here, take with the rook here and try the mates here and then Danzo. Everything is a bit Danzo in this position, to be honest. I mean, I guess we could take with the rook and at least this rook is on g1, so it's not instantly getting to the h-file, kill me. Well, good part is that now he's thinking and getting low on time, so he could make a mistake. But considering we're down on exchange, it might be too late anyways. I'll just throw in random b4. Might make things worse, but... Okay, I'll just take it. What else can I do anyways? What else can I do anyways? Oh, I saw. I see. That's a good, cute move. So here, and then here is mate. Yeah, what can I do? Nothing. Nothing. Yikes. I don't there was anything anyways. Alright, so I had nothing in the entire game. My opponent played a perfect game, 98% accuracy. 0 inaccuracies, mistakes, blunders, 7 centipede centipawn loss. So, didn't really matter what I did there. Whoever had done so. So this is all some kind of theory. Here I could go here. I played the more solid line, but you saw what happened in the game. The downsides. Theory. Bang. Castles. Okay, b5 first. The second most played move here. a3 gets out of theory, then he goes there and there. I need to somehow plunk a thingy here, but maybe, well, it did not really fit with the knight c4 though. Because I had some problems. I can't plunk the knight there without dropping a pawn here. So how should we have done it? Computer just wants to bang it b4, which I was thinking at some point. Maybe not here though. Plunk, weak pawn. a5, we could get the bishop out here though easily. I mean, it's not that great here. Like you put it there, nice. They play here and say, well, it's a bit disruptive there though, but it's also really stupid. They are gonna go here and go with some kind of similar plan as they did in the game. And now we are not supporting this ever. Not that it worked in the game anyways. Alright, so g5 best move, f5 best move. Knight takes is the only move that actually holds, yeah. It looked... I wanted to do this, but it looks so loosey-goosey. Oh, okay, the queen g4 or queen g2 are good, but apparently the check here is instant killer. You get here everywhere with that tempi. I don't know. Something rook lift kills me in the end, right? Thing. Yeah. Okay, even better. Alright, yeah. I didn't see bishop h7 being so fast, but it looked super dangerous even somewhere around here. Okay, this is apparently not so dangerous, but check first is dangerous still. Now again, instant killer. This looked dangerous. Yeah, at least I had some sense, but probably I've died to some similar situation before, so I had some fear of taking there. Rook takes looked okay, but apparently that's also gonna die instantly. Well, not maybe instantly, but white is gonna be better and then not fun. We are covering things a little bit here and everything is pointing towards me. Threatening this. King dodges. Looks very scary. We are holding by the threat here. Knight jumps back here. Computer also wants to play b3 at many points there. Probably just to get the knight off here first and then jump the knight here, so don't have to even worry about this nonsense here. So this is the only one that actually holds on. Queen e7 is fine. Taking knight e4 is fine. Maybe not the best. Computer wants to play g6 here, but good enough. Bishop takes, pawn takes, king h1, best move. Rook g1, best move. Not the best, but close enough. No difference in the evaluation. Yeah, he's not sure he's threatening anything here. So at this moment I might be able to like sneak the rook a little closer while he's not threatening this or anything here. Like, so maybe it would have been a little chance there. Try to get somewhere, I don't know where. But yeah, if I could, for instance, get, well, it's always defended though, so that's not really a target, is it? This is bad. Okay, and then he's threatening to chop here, right? Like if I do something like, I can't go here, but I don't know what we even would do on this side. But I think like random move. Can he take here? There, yep. And of course, if I take with the pawn, this is a mate. So I thought that at least, but it's miserable. And now we are not here. I mean, I guess we would never be here with while knight is here, but when it goes here, at least we are threatening to take there, but he's not going there. He's going there, and that's more annoying. So I played rook h5, which is bad because here he takes. If I take the rook, he gives a check. And then takes the rook, and well, then it's still bad, but there is a extra pawn that is protected and passed. That's horrible. So here I thought like maybe we have some funny business here eventually with some kind of sack and this diagonal, the knight bishop could get here, but he did not let me have that fun. Yeah. That's a accurate move. Coming to look at here. I guess he's also looking here, so if I move my queen somewhere, he can take there. But yep. Perfect move, perfect move. Best move. Yeah, second best move. Best move. Best move. Second best move. You could instantly do this too. And the same tactic first. Hit it in with an extra step there. It's can't get out of that. Yeah, now it's just done. Nothing I can do. Bing, bang, bong. I mean, I guess I could have resigned, but well, that was that. I don't think I could have done anything there. Could have chosen my opening variation a little better, but that was brutal. Until next time, if I manage to do another game after this kind of a mess. Always so disheartening. Ciao.